Council meeting of February 3rd, 2026 will now please come to order at 7:30 p.m. The audience is invited to join council in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Broussard. Ms. Carr.
Here.
Ms. Gilchrist.
Here.
Mr. Lippert.
Present.
Mr. Madden.
Here.
Mr. Mari.
Here.
Mr. Scarl.
Present.
Mr. Shimsky.
Here.
There are no additions or corrections. The council meeting minutes of January 20th, 2026 are approved as written. There are no items being requested for suspension this evening. Moving into reports, Mayor Daley Jones, do you have a report this evening?
Yes, Mr. President, I do. First, despite the city issuing citywide text alerts, adding information to the city sign, and numerous social media posts, we received comments from a number of residents indicating that they were unaware of recent severe weather alerts, emergency parking bans, and delayed trash pickups. So we've taken additional steps to reinforce this information. Specifically, we encouraged and provided instructions to our social media followers to sign up for the city's free alert system so they can receive timely notifications and never miss these types of important announcements. This proactive outreach will hopefully reduce future confusion and improve overall communication with residents. And in that vein, I wanted to remind all residents that City Hall will be closed on February 16th in observance of President's Day. Next, Anthony Strazo began his service as our fire chief yesterday, February 2nd. Chief Strazo is working closely with Chief Shep, whose final day with the department will be March 20th of this year. This will ensure a smooth and effective transition of leadership, and we welcome Chief Strazo to North Olmsted. This has been a busy time for our service department, who've done a remarkable job clearing the snow and maintaining safe roadways during multiple high-impact winter storms, and their efforts have not gone unnoticed. The city received numerous calls and emails from residents expressing appreciation for the condition of the roads and the excellent level of service provided. And we still have, I'm sure, many more roads to plow before this winter's over. Lastly, we were deeply saddened to learn on Friday of the passing of one of our own, Tony Farella. Tony had faithfully served as our fleet manager for nearly 24 years, and he was both beloved and widely respected. His loss is felt profoundly across our organization and across our entire community. Our thoughts are with Tony's family, friends, and loved ones during this difficult time. In his honor, the flag at City Hall has been lowered to half staff in remembrance of our dear friend and colleague. And that, Mr. President, concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Director of Law Garreau, do you have a report this evening?
I do, Mr. President. Thank you. First, to echo the mayor's comments about Tony, I would say a true gentleman and dedicated to working for the city of North Olmsted. It's easy to say this when somebody passes. You might think somebody's exaggerating or speaking a certain way. Probably the nicest person that worked at this complex. Didn't matter where you were, who you were. Friendly smile, serious worker, and like I said, a gentleman. deeply a deeply felt loss, and my prayers are with his family and his coworkers. We also lost, for those old timers that have been around. I wouldn't call us old timers. We just long timers, right, Lisa? We're long timers, not old timers. Sandy Perper worked here for 30 years. It's been a number of years since she retired, and she was in the safety division. Worked with the I believe the fire department, and then lastly, I believe she was with Carolyn Kassler as the safety director, and then I think Tom Jenkins following her, and I think one or two more safety directors. She was still here working with them. Again, a sweetheart of a person, very kind, and I'm sure the community will feel her loss, if for no reason other than the spirit that she brought to every room she entered. So I wanted to bring that to your attention as well. I'm pleased to announce that Mr. Bryce Moyer has joined the law department as our law clerk. Remember last year we talked about how difficult it was to find law clerks. We increased the compensation, and we were able to secure him on staff. He's being trained, but we're very much looking forward to having him with us, hopefully for a couple years, because he's just a 1L. He's in his first year, and we like to keep him till they take the bar. So hopefully we can keep him for a couple years. So glad to have him on board. We were named as a defendant in a lawsuit, New Res LLC versus Leonard Miller Jr. It's kind of a routine. We get them; they come in. They're foreclosure matters. The city has an interest, probably for cutting grass and hitting them with a lien or something. But we'll go ahead and file an answer on behalf of the city of North Olmsted for that. Lastly, I don't know if you saw the video from over the weekend of a wrestling tournament taking place at North Olmsted High School. And in that video, you don't see the whole thing, but you see what is either a parent or a parent coach enter onto the mat and confront a young official officiating the wrestling tournament, take a swing at him, at least it appeared that way, and then a bit of a brawl began between the referee, the official defending himself, and the person who had gone out onto the mat. And I see that, and I actually experienced that once as a parent in North Olmsted, over on Barton Bradley Fields, where somebody was chirping at the referee. The referee asked him to stop. Somebody said, "You're not talking that way to my wife," went out and hit the referee. I've actually seen that happen. I've seen parents go at it. One of them was thrown down and landed on top of a stroller. Thank God there wasn't a child in it. 6-year-old girls are all crying. Everybody runs off the team. The police get called. I think it's ridiculous. And it might be in the interests of the community for the administration and you to look into this as to what if anything we can do. We could put a call out to our partners in the community. You have Hot Stove, you have NOSO, the hockey club, and going beyond that, our own people at the recreation center and even the sportsplex, to talk about what types of problems we're having, to see if there's something that we could do legislatively or administratively to try to get out ahead of this, because it's gone on too long. It's outrageous behavior. It needs to stop. So maybe there's a legislative fix. We do have crimes that can be charged. The individual here will face prosecution. But I'm left thinking that it didn't seem like there's not enough available to us to be able to charge him with. Maybe there's an opportunity and the victim didn't want to press charges, okay? But as I understand it, he's entitled to his due process. He can go to trial. He's entitled to presumption of innocence, but it's hard to beat the video, right? But nevertheless, maybe there's something you could do here in the next 30 days. We could invite our partners from the other community organizations, have a conversation and say, how are you seeing this? What's taking place? What are your policies for how you deal with it, and how can we help? And I think I was just thinking about that yesterday, and I would like to encourage you, in combination with the mayor and the administration in my office, to take a closer look at this. It's embarrassing to the people involved, and it's shameful. And this type of stuff needs to come to an end, and it should start now, if not years ago. So something to think about as you're kind of in the course of the next week to 10 days. If you're looking at committee meetings or things like that, maybe we can start that dialogue, see if we can come up with some solutions to this ongoing problem. So with that, Mr. President, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Law Director Guerrero. I just have one quick comment. I believe that official was a North Olmsted graduate that played football and wrestled here, and unfortunate,
A
very
fairly
unfortunate.
young man. This was
Yes.
not this official was a young individual. You know, in a lot of these organizations, Mr. President, if I may, in our rec center, we have officials. They're kids. They're minors that are out there. Who do you think's out there doing rec league baseball? They're kids, and the what's happening from the sideline from the parents, is outrageous. And here it just went above and beyond outrageous. So yeah, young man handled himself about as well as he possibly could have under those circumstances. But it's
thank
enough's
you.
enough.
Director of Finance Radiff, do you have a report this evening?
I do. Thank you, Mr. President. W-2s were sent out last week to city employees. The budget is well on its way. I hope to have a draft to directors early next week, give them a couple days to make sure everything they planned on being in there is in there, and then late next week have a draft to council. I am planning for budget hearings February 28th. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving into council committee reports. Councilman Limpert, Chairman of the Public Safety, Health and Welfare Committee, do you have a report this evening?
No report this evening, Mr. President, but if I just have a quick moment of personal privilege.
Sure. Thank
I just want to echo the mayor and law director's comments. I'm sure I speak for all council that Tony Farrell was one of the extremely valued resources here in the city. And he came with such a passion and a love for his job and a knowledge of his craft. And he brought that to any time he consulted council or advised us. You always knew that his decision was what was in the best interest for the city and the taxpayers and the efficiency of the service department, and to make sure our fleet was really effective. So, and obviously as a person, everyone's spoken so highly of him, and no one can regard that. But it's definitely a loss for us, and I only hope that the service department can find somebody to come close to filling his shoes.
Thank you. I will provide the Finance Committee report this evening. The Finance Committee met on Tuesday, January 27th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Present were all of council, the mayor, directors of law, finance, economic development, service, recreation, and the chief of staff. On the agenda was Resolution 2026-5, the library lease agreement. The mayor explained North Olmsted's unique relationship with the county library, wherein the city owns the building, which is constructed after a local levy, and leases it to the county library for a nominal fee. Law Director Guerrero added that the proposed action simply resets the existing lease term to extend 20 years beyond the upcoming major capital improvements, noting the lease is otherwise substantially the same as the current one. Jeffrey Morey, I believe that's how we said it, the COO at the Cuyahoga County Public Library, was also present to detail the approximately $3.5 million in improvements made or planned, including roof replacement, parking lot work, and interior renovations. And after some questions from committee and council, Resolution 2026 was recommended to council by a vote of 3-0, and the committee concluded at 7:18 p.m.
Mr. President, if I may, just to let council know, I have received a working draft back with modifications, including the one requested by proposed language that Mr. Lambert requested. So just want to let the council know we did receive that back for our consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, Councilwoman Gilchrist, Chairman of the Recreation, Public Parks, and Buildings Committee. Do you have a report this evening?
I do not have a report, but I would like a moment of personal privilege.
Sure.
Tony was a great guy. He will be truly missed. And
Thank
that's it.
you. Councilman Madden, Chairman of the Environmental Control Committee. Do you have a report this evening?
No, Mr. President, no report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Shimsky, Chairman of the Streets and Transportation Committee, do you have a report this evening?
Yes, I do, Mr. President. The Streets and Transportation Committee met on Tuesday, January 27th, 2026 at 7:18 p.m. in the caucus room. Those in attendance were committee members Shemsky, Gilchrist, and Carr, council members Limpert, Scarl, Madden, and Murray. Also present was Mayor Jones, the Chief of Staff, the Directors of Law, Finance, Economic Development, Service, Recreation, and guests. On the agenda was one item, Resolution 2026-4, Dover Center Road, Phase 2. Mr. Upton explained that the project would span Dover Center Road from Butternut Ridge to approximately 400 feet before Mill Road. The project is expected to cost $465,000 and has a 50-50 split with Cuyahoga County up to $500,000. Ideally, the project would begin at the end of school so it can be done before school starts, but that may not be possible due to the third-party contractors involved. Council was assured that they would be updated on all evolutions of the project, such as detours and road closures. A motion was made to recommend Resolution 2026-4 to the rest of council, and it was properly seconded, and the motion passed by a vote of 3-0, and the Streets and Transportation Committee concluded at 7:24 p.m.
Thank you.
That's all for my report.
Thank you. Councilman Mari, Chairman of the Building, Zoning, and Development Committee, do you have a report this evening?
Yes, I do, Mr. President. Thank you. The Building, Zoning, and Development Committee met on Tuesday, January 27th, 2026 at 7:25 p.m. Present were committee members Mari, Madden, and Limpert, council members Carr, Gilchrist, Shimsky, and Scarl, the mayor, directors of finance, law, economic development, service, the chief of staff, and guests. On our agenda was PDC Plan 264-2025, which was for Weber Automotive, located at 28820 Lorraine Avenue. Director Upton gave an update on the plan, which involves the construction of a second building on the site. The building will be approximately 10,000 square feet and has been in development for approximately 2.5 years. And the land also includes a section of the forest property. This building will have a stormwater retention basin on the north side, and the water and sanitary lines will be tied into the forest development. Mr. Brian Weber also gave information about the expansion, primarily needing the increased building and space due to an increased demand for European and EV model vehicle repairs. The construction will take 10 to 12 months, and once completed, there will be an additional 6 new employees with the possibility of an increase of up to 10 or 11 employees within 2 to 3 years. There were several questions and discussion about the new building and its proximity to the new forest development, but those were satisfied with details regarding the setback, tree lines, and fencing. The building will also be a drive-through style with only one entrance and one exit, which will minimize noise to the surrounding community. The committee and council thanked Mr. Weber for his strong ties with the community and for reinvesting in his business. The committee voted 3-0 to recommend PDC Plan 264-2025. At this time, I would like to make a motion to approve PDC Plan 264-2025 and ask for a second.
Second.
There's a motion to approve PDC Plan 264-2025 made by Councilman Mari, seconded by Councilman Madden. Roll call, please.
Mr. Murray,
Yes.
Mr. Madden,
Yes.
Mr. Shimsky,
Yes.
Ms. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Limpert,
Yes.
Ms. Gilchrist,
Yes.
Mr. Scarl.
Yes. PDC Plan 264-2025 is approved by a vote of 7-0.
The Building, Zoning, and Development meeting ended at 7:40 p.m. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Carr, Chairman of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee, do you have a report this evening?
No, Mr. President, I do not. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any letters of communications to come before council at this time?
No, Mr. President.
Thank you. Now we will move into audience participation. Thank you for attending tonight's council meeting. Public comment offers the opportunity for members of the public to share information and bring issues and concerns to the attention of city council members. It is not a debate, and public comment speakers should not expect a back and forth exchange. Council members may ask clarifying questions of the speaker, city staff, or fellow council members. Those attending city council meetings should show the same respect to others that they wish to have shown to them. If there's anybody in the audience who would like to address council, please come to the podium, state and spell your name and address for the clerk. If you live in a city other than North Olmsted, please state the name of that city and proceed with your comments. You will have up to 5 minutes.
Called the West 231. But, first thing first, I want to get, before I forget, I come up here, I don't write anything down, I just say what comes out of my mind, okay? And I'm not good, I'm a terrible speaker, okay, so let me just say, before I forget, the snow removal has been perfect, great job with that. I did notice, I noticed on the way coming up here tonight, that I love how the city does Lorraine Road, the sidewalks with that little thing, whatever it's called, I don't even know what it's called.
Bombardier.
Mr. Yeah.
What's it called?
Bombardier.
Okay. One that Tony probably worked on. But a lot of the different businesses that I noticed, when they plow their aprons, they plow it up right over the sidewalk. So there's a pile of snow taller than I am. And I had 2 people on the way up here tonight where they have to walk out into the street around the snow and then get back on the sidewalk. The other day, I came close to being in an accident because of that. And I think that it kind of irks me that these businesses are getting their sidewalks done for free, and they're too lazy to go out there and just, after the guy plows the snow in their apron, get their butt out there and shovel that. So there's a clear path rather than a mountain for. And I don't know if anybody can go and talk to these different businesses. You can drive down the road, and not all of them. There's just a handful of them between here and my street. I don't know what it is down there, but it just kind of irks me that they lazy idiots. Sorry. Next thing I'd like to say is I'd like to thank the mayor, law director, council, and everything for the kind words that you guys said to Tony, about Tony Farella. Some people in this room know that Tony was my oldest, longest, best friend since being childhood. We were inseparable. We were in each other's weddings. Everything we did. Before he worked for the city, he also would work for me. He was the best employee I ever had. He did things that no other guy could do in that service department, like his paint jobs, painting that hockey thing. They I don't know what that's called either. They drive around on ice. It's got the funny name.
Zamboni.
What is that?
A Zamboni.
There you go. Sounds like a sandwich.
It's like a game show.
Yeah.
He painted that. You look at some of our trucks and stuff, you'll see pinstripings on the rims. He was known to put flames on things. The guy had vehicles that would be at Autorama, Cleveland Autorama, with his paint jobs on it that won awards because people knew he knew how to lay out flames and paint them. And I thank the mayor for lowering the flag for a half, okay? That really, I think that says a lot, okay? And yeah, we lost. It's a big, huge loss. It's unbelievable. About a month ago, Tony gave me a sign that from when he cleaned out the sign area, different areas. He gave me the original West 231 sign that he had found, which I'm going to hang. And I know, like, he worked on that clock on Lorraine Road at the fire station. So I think everybody drives by the fire station. Look at that clock and remember Tony. How many other people, what other cities would take somebody from working in their service department? And Tony was so committed to get that clock working and made a couple parts and talked to people in other countries and went up there and fixed it. And he was so proud of that. So I think everybody, next time you drive by what is that, number 2? Mm-hmm. You drive by number 2, look at that clock and remember my good friend Tony. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Daniel Ridgway, Ridgway. I live a long way away from here. I'm out on the far east side of Jugga County, but I'm here tonight representing the Cuyahoga County Public Library as Director of Facilities. I would like to just extend our sincere thanks to the Mayor, Mr. President, and the rest of City Council for the consideration of our lease extension and allowing us to continue our wonderful partnership with the residents of North Olmsted and as well our continued financial investment in the property. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Bruce Bruler at 4456 Root Road. I'm the first resident, almost lost my gum. I'm the first residence on the west side of Root Road. I butt up against the property of Ganley. For those of you who have been here a while, as I have, Ganley said they'd be great neighbors when they moved in. They aren't. The piece of property between my house and Ganley's was recognized as the wetlands. And part of the deal when Ganley moved in here is that they would maintain that property as a natural part of North Olmsted. In August, I wrote a letter to the manager up at Ganley complaining. I wasn't complaining. I notified them that there's a dead tree, that if it fell, there was a possibility it could hit my garage. No big deal. It wouldn't cause much damage, but I thought I'd put them on notice. About 4 weeks later, they cut down 5 live trees before they cut down the dead tree. Left it all laying there. They destroyed the whole ambience of that neck of woods. There is no reason for it. I don't know if the city has an arborist, but the city's supposed to be keeping an eye on Ganley and what they do with that piece of property. They haven't. They're supposed to maintain the fence between Ganley and my property. They don't. I have to pick up garbage every spring that blows off from their parking lot into my woods. They're unresponsive, and as the gentleman here was talking about snow removal, they have 500 feet of footage on a residence side of the road, both on the east side and the west side of Root Road. They have never shoveled a flake of snow off that. The whole rest of the neighborhood does their sidewalks. Ganley can't be bothered. Not only they don't shovel it, they pile 6 feet of piles on the east side of the sidewalk. They can't get through it. I believe that's a violation. You can't block a sidewalk like that. I've seen people, and there's only one sidewalk on one side of the street on Root Road. People have to walk in the street when they get up to that 500 feet off Lorraine Road and walk in Lorraine in the middle of the street. They can't even cut across to the other side because Ganley's got that blocked. There's no reason for it. And I would hope that the city would, I don't know, they're supposed to be maintaining that property and they don't. It was an understanding. We were told they would never put a driveway between both sides of Root Road. Well, we know how that went. They got their driveway. But they are not good neighbors. They ignore everything you try to do. They unload cars on our streets. I have complained when they drive a complete car transport and park it 50 feet off Lorraine Road on Root Road and start unloading cars, and not a thing is done about it. I call the police, they'll tell them to move on. There's no ticket issued, there's no penalty given to Ganley, but they just keep on doing it. When Ganley put in there, they guaranteed us they would not be unloading cars on Lorraine Road. And it's not just Ganley, they all do it. It's a traffic hazard. You can't see the other side of the street with cars being unloaded, and yet they don't do a thing about it. Ganley says, well, they ticket the driver. That's baloney. The drivers aren't ever gonna pay the tickets. Penalize Ganley for allowing them to do it. When they put that dealership in, they guaranteed us they put more than enough room for those transports to come in, unload, and leave. And yet they continuously do it. I think it's that. And the fence between my property, we've complained about it. They don't do a thing to refinish it. So I just thought I'd let you know they're supposed to be good neighbors, and they aren't. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other comments from the audience, we will now move into legislation.
Legislation on third reading, Resolution 2025-115, introduced by Mayor Jones, a substitute resolution authorizing the Director of Economic and Community Development to solicit statements of qualifications from qualified firms to provide site study and feasibility analysis of the Pine, Maple, and Chestnut School property sites, and further authorizing the mayor, following approval of the Board of Control, to enter into a contract with the most qualified firm to provide such services.
Mr. President,
Councilman?
yes, I move to adopt Resolution 2025-115 and ask for a second.
Second.
There's a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-115 made by Councilman Mari, seconded by Councilman Madden. Roll call, please.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Scarl?
Yes.
Ms. Gilchrist?
Yes.
Mr. Limpert?
Yes, with comment. I just like to thank the Economic Development Director for working over many meetings on this to get it to a place where it's at, and excited to go through this process for analysis of those school properties. So thank you.
Ms. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Shimsky?
Yes.
Resolution 2025-115 is adopted by a vote of 7-0.
Resolution 2026-2, introduced by Mayor Jones, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with the Cuyahoga County Board of Health to provide services for complying with stormwater management plan requirements.
Mr. President,
Councilman?
I'd like to make a motion to adopt 2026-2 and ask for a second.
Second.
There's a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-2 made by Councilman Madden, seconded by Councilman Mari. Roll call, please.
Mr. Madden?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. Limpert?
Yes.
Ms. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Shimsky?
Yes.
Mr. Scarl?
Yes.
Ms. Gilchrist?
Yes.
Resolution 2026-2 is adopted by a vote of 7-0.
Legislation on second reading, Resolution 2026-4, introduced by Mayor Jones, a resolution authorizing the Director of Economic and Community Development to advertise for bids for the award of a contract for the resurfacing of Dover Center Road Phase 2 from Butternut Ridge Road to a location 400 feet north of Mill Road in the city of North Olmsted as detailed in the specifications on file, and further authorizing the mayor, following approval by the Board of Control, to enter into a contract with the lowest and best bidder. Resolution 2026-5, introduced by Mayor Jones, a resolution authorizing the mayor on behalf of the city to enter into a lease with the Board of Trustees of the Cuyahoga County Public Library for its operation of the North Olmsted Branch Library. Legislation on first reading, Resolution 2026-7, a resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to enter into a joint economic development district, JED, contract by and between the Township of Olmsted and the City of North Olmsted, Cuyahoga County, Ohio.
Mr. President, I introduce and place on first reading.
Resolution 2026-8, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a one-year contract with TAC Computer, Inc. in order to provide maintenance and repair services to computer hardware and software in the North Olmsted Police Department and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I introduce and place on first reading.
Resolution 2026-9, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a one-year contract with TAC Computer, Inc. in order to provide maintenance and repair services to computer hardware and software in the North Olmsted Fire Department and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I introduce and place on first reading.
Resolution 2026-10, a resolution authorizing the Director of Public Service to advertise for bids for the award of a contract to purchase concrete materials and related supplies for the year 2026 as detailed in the specifications on file, and authorizing the mayor, following approval of the Board of Control, to contract for the same with the lowest and best bidder.
Mr. President, I introduce and place on first reading.
Resolution 2026-11, a resolution authorizing the mayor to purchase playground equipment from Snyder Recreation, Inc. for use at Clay Park through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchase Program at a cost of $118,370.
Mr. President, I introduce and place on first reading.
Thank you. Before we move into scheduling committees, I'd like to schedule a public hearing to be held on Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 at 6:45 p.m. to 7 p.m. in council chambers to consider resolution 2026-7. Okay, we'll be moving into scheduling committee meetings for Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. Councilman Limpert, would you like to schedule a Public Safety, Health, and Welfare Committee meeting?
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I will schedule the Safety Committee meeting at 7:05 p.m. to address Resolution 2026-8 ask that the safety director or whoever the mayor's designee is for that be present.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gilchrist, would you like to schedule Recreation, Public Parks, and Buildings Committee meeting?
Thank you. I would like to schedule a Parks and Recreation meeting for next Tuesday to discuss 2026-1 and 2026-11 from 7:15 to 7:25.
Thank you. Councilman Shimsky, would you like to schedule Streets and Transportation Committee meeting?
Thank you. Yes, I would. I would like to schedule Streets and Transportation meeting for next Tuesday, February 10th, 2026 at 7:25 p.m. to 7:30 and to discuss Resolution 2026-10 and to have the mayor or her designee be present.
Thank you. Councilman Mari, would you like to schedule Building, Zoning, and Development Committee meeting?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to schedule the Building, Zoning, and Development meeting for February 10th, Tuesday, February 10th, 2026 at 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. For PDC Plan 317-2025, which is Sheets, which also includes the removal of the right turn lane at Lorraine and Stearns. And that will go until it's complete. Thank you.
Do you know who's?
Oh, the mayor and any of her designees. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Carr, would you like to schedule an Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting?
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to schedule an Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting for next Tuesday, February 10th, from 6:45 to 7 to interview the mayor's appointment to the Landmarks Commission and a reappointment to the Arts Commission.
Thank you. Is there a motion on the floor to excuse the absence of Council President Broussard?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to excuse Council President Broussard made by Councilman Limpert, seconded by Councilwoman Gilchrist. Roll call, please.
Mr. Limpert,
Yes.
Ms. Gilchrist,
Yes.
Ms. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Shimsky,
Yes.
Mr. Scarl,
Yes.
Mr. Madden,
Yes.
Mr. Mari.
Yes.
Vote passes 7-0. Excused. With the agenda being completed and there being no further business to come before council, this meeting of February 3rd, 2026 is adjourned at 8:07 p.m.